Oh, Julian, look, we've got to talk about Mbappe. This move that's coming out, £259 million to go to Al-Hilal. Can you really see this happening?
Nah, it's not going to happen. He doesn't want to go there. I mean, might still change, but as of right now, this morning, he doesn't want to go there. They haven't even made contact with him or his family. I admire in a way the bid and for them to try and to put on the table an offer like this. But it's not going to go to Saudi even just for 1 year to be a free agent in 2024. All he wants is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They want him as well. So I think this one could happen. But for anybody else, from Al-Hilal to your beloved Spurs, Jamie, to
Yeah.
City, to United, for everybody else, it would be much harder than for Real Madrid.
Yeah, look, Julian, I've got to ask you, look, you probably know Mbappe way more than we do in terms of him as a person, his ambition as a footballer. Now, when I look at him, I think he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the world right now. 24 years of age. He's not motivated by money. You know, you've seen players go out there 33 years of age, 35, 37. You get that. You know, they're looking after, setting their families up. But when I look at Kylian Mbappe, maybe you can tell me different. He is all about winning trophies, the best trophies in the world. He wants to be the biggest player and the best player.
Exactly, you're right. And I mean, money, of course, is always important. He earns 72 million gross a year at PSG this year. So he's already a multimillionaire. He will be a billionaire when he finishes his career. The money will keep flowing, whether he stays in Paris, goes to Madrid, goes to Manchester, to London, to Turin, wherever he goes through his career, the money will always be there. He's got sponsorship deals that are worth $500 million already. So money is not here. And he keeps saying that he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. He can't win the Ballon d'Or if he goes to Saudi. However, he will see Erling Haaland, who we see as his rival for the next 10 years now that Messi and Cristiano are on their way down. He will see Haaland maybe winning his second Ballon d'Or if he goes to Saudi. So all of this is far more important to Kylian than any check, paycheck, any wages, any kind of offers like that. He wants Champions League. He wants trophies individually and collectively as well.
And if he does go to Saudi, I don't think we'll ever class him in the same bracket as Ronaldo and Messi as one of the all-time greats. But where do you think he should go for his career?
I mean, I think he would start anywhere. But really, if we talk realistically, it's only Real Madrid. And even the English clubs, I heard what Ben Jacobs said, of course, earlier. I think everybody should try. Of course, you should try. Liverpool should try to put together the money they don't have right now to try to sign him. Same with United. They don't have that kind of money now. They should try. Spurs, Arsenal, everybody in England, all the big clubs should try it. And let's see if they can convince him. But I think Spain is made for him. Real Madrid is made for him. That's the club that he's always wanted to play for outside of Paris, which is his hometown. This is a club that has been chasing him since he was 11. The first time they brought him to Madrid to train with their under-11 teams, he was 10 years old. So they've been chasing him and chasing him and chasing him, and at some point it will happen. The question is, are they ready to pay 150 million euros now, or just wait and get him on a free next summer, which of course makes more sense. But let's not forget as well and remind everybody that the signing on fee, if he comes next year as a free agent, will be huge. So it might not make much difference for Real Madrid to actually pay the 150 million now instead of waiting for him to be free.
Do you think there is anyone with a possibility of signing him in the Premier League? Like, we talk about Tottenham, we've got no chance. Yeah, we've got Harry Kane as maybe a bargaining tool, as in a swap deal, but we wouldn't be able to pay his wages. He wouldn't come to a team that, not even in Europe. But is there a club outside of Real Madrid in the Premier League that could put together a deal where Kylian Mbappe would go, yes, I would be interested in that?
He loves the Premier League. He watches it. He was very impressed, not by last season's Liverpool, but what Klopp was doing. He mentioned it. Guardiola, of course. He's a bit like Thierry Henry in the sense that he watches everything. He knows every team, every player. He watches everything, every game in the big five leagues. He's aware of everything. And so he knows how good City and Guardiola are. He watched the treble, of course. He knows how good Arsenal and Arteta were last season and that they're on the way up. He knows what Ten Hag is doing with United. So all of that he knows. The thing is, it's 150 million euros plus, I think, around 40 million a year in wages. Like, come on, who has that money? So yeah, of course you can try to ask your ownership to say, listen, please, just please write the check, and then we see if we can convince him. But you're right, he wants to play Champions League football. He also wants a really competitive team, and there's the fact that you will also compete with Real Madrid, which again is his dream. So that's a lot of ifs and a lot of things to put together for an English club to succeed in signing him. It's not impossible, of course, but I still think that right now Real are so hugely favourite if they decide to go and sign him now. If he's a free agent, it's a bit different, because then, of course, there's no transfer fee. It's a huge signing on fee, but you can also, again, try to put a project on the table for him. Right now, I think it's really hard to see outside of Real Madrid being the huge favourite to recruit him.
So, like you said there, there's not many options for him right now. There's only a few clubs that can afford the whole package. Next year, there'll be a lot more able to afford what he wants. Where do you see him playing next season? Do you see him staying at PSG, or, I mean, he could go somewhere for the year?
Yeah, but there's people at the club in Paris who are considering right now saying, listen, you don't want to extend your contract, which is the heart of the problem. No, you want to stay and run down your contract? No problem. You'll be in the stands every weekend. You're not going to play at all. I think it's very difficult to do. They did it with Rabiot before he left for Juventus, when he was in his last year of his contract. He didn't want to extend, to renew, and then between January and May, they literally never played him. It's different. Kylian Mbappe is different to Rabiot, but they've done it before. I don't think it's possible, but to be fair for him, it's probably better to run down the contract. But he would not want to not play a single minute all through the year with the Euros in following summer, and again chasing all those trophies and the ambition and etc. etc. So I think PSG have opened the door to selling him. I think Real Madrid would come in and make an offer, because they also know, yes, of course, it's great to sign him on a free in 12-month time, but you get him now, your team is even better. You get him now, you can probably do the Champions League, La Liga, and the Copa del Rey. You do the treble. If you don't sign him now, you might still do the treble, but it would be more difficult. You sign him now, even for 150 million, and you have to pay that instead of getting him on a free. Your team is far better. So there's also pros for Real Madrid to go and get him now, and I think that's what will happen. They will pay. It will. This is what suits everybody: PSG, Real Madrid, and Kylian.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one that will happen.
Julien, you obviously cover a lot of football, and especially in France. And how's it gone down, this Saudi money? Do you think it's actually going to be good for football, this investment, or do you think it's ruining the game and we're going down a very shady path?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for people investing in football and trying to get their league as good as possible. We should all be doing that. The Premier League did something, very similar and that's how they became the best league in the world, and I think there's people in Spain trying to get La Liga as best as possible. Same with Serie A, same for us in Liga, even if we are a feeder league, because big clubs usually in bigger leagues come and get our best players year in and year out. So I'm all for that. Everybody should get the league as best as they could, spending as much money as they want. The problem, obviously, as you said, is the sport washing and what Saudi Arabia represent. We had that with Qatar a bit before the World Cup. We have it even more now. The thing in France is a little bit different because they haven't really signed anybody from Ligue 1. Seko Fofana, the Lens captain, has gone. But it's not like in other leagues where they've gone and get some really, really good players. That is weakening your league in a way. But yeah, of course, like a lot of people, I think I'm a bit uncomfortable by what has been happening or what is happening in Saudi Arabia in terms of human rights, Jamal Khashoggi and things like that. And I don't want to see my favorite players, for example, being associated with that. But I can see the players going for the money. Let's not kid ourselves. They're all just going for the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Julien, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Julien.
Guys. So,
Julien Laurens, French football expert. It's crazy money, this, Dean, isn't it? We're talking about, and it's hard to turn down.
I'm just looking at the screen there. PSG accept the bid of 259 million. 259 million. He's got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just think it's more of a publicity stunt as well, this, because they know he's not going to go there. It's in Kylian Mbappe. He's going to go to Real Madrid. He wants to be one of the best players in the world. But what it does, it highlights how much money they've got, how much money they're prepared to throw at it. But I think they know that it was never going to happen.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.